A very good evening and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your greatest support. I have to appreciate you guys for what you're doing. It's so much wonderful, and there is nothing that I can pay you back, guys. I just have to thank you so much. May God bless you. And to our new subscribers, guys, thank you very much. Even those who are watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe as we move on. Our goal is to hit 15,000 before the end of the month, so that we start working on going to 20,000 before the end of the year. Now, getting into the discussion, there is something that I want to talk about. Is it that we Kenyans are the ones that are happy when we are given PR, and we laid a ground, like we laid a foundation for these politicians and gave them permission to go ahead to be giving us PR every now and then, or what's happening? In other words, I'm trying to ask that where did we mess up? Are we the people who laid a foundation for these politicians to be giving us PR every now and then, or what is going on? Because there is nothing that has been, there is nothing good, or there is nothing positive that these politicians, especially this government, has done constructively. Like every now and then it's just about PR, it's all about PR. Like yesterday, like last week, there was this issue of the youth going to the Statehouse, to be given borders, to be given showing the machines and all that. It was a kata and all that. But then it was all about PR. Ilikuwa tu mambo na uongo tu. It was not that serious. Imagine someone is a serious president is calling wanaita watu Statehouse, ataenda kuwapea boda piki, and then hao watu wanafika kule wanapiga picha, and then baada ya kupiga picha alafu wananyang'anywa. To prove this, it is now clear, because the people that were at the Statehouse are the ones that are now saying that all that happened ilikuwa PR. I want us to listen to this guy from Jacaranda, and then we come back to our discussion. Listen to him.
You Mr. Speaker, sisi kata tulienda Statehouse. Qualification ilikuwa tu ID. Tulifika tukakula vizuri. After kukula kaingia na soda, kaingia ndani. Mr. Speaker, najilaumu. Tena mimi mwenyewe najichukia kujipeleka Statehouse. Mimi mwenyewe nilipigwa picha na pikipiki na kifungu ya pikipiki. Nikaambiwa aenda pale kwa gari naletewa. Hiyo gari ukitoka hivi, GSU ende nyumbani. Sasa hapo Mr. Speaker, sasa hapo hata kama ndugu yangu amenipiga, mimi siwezi lia. Juu mimi ndo najilaumu kujipeleka wapi? Statehouse. Ameniambia ukweli, sura yangu inakaa njaa. Juu hiyo nilidhani ukiona rais maisha yako yanabadilika. Usione mtu amesalimia rais ama hapo na rais maisha yake yanabadilika. Simu zenye napigiwa saa hizi, mbona huku niita? Nisaidie hata 1000. Ni mingi. Nenda kisiri. Bila akili.
Wanasema ufanyi kazi, lakini sisi tumeona umethibitisha unaifanya.
Alisema watu wa boda hapa ni kwa maana
Kongo, huyo ndio kusema William Samoei Ruto na kwa hapo miaka 10 naongeze
Ruto siku zote jambo hili hata leo
from sundown up to sunlight.
That is one of William Ruto's PR guys. The guy also went to Statehouse and anasema ya kwamba hizo vitu zote zilikuwa uongo. It's like yani ni mnaenda hapo mnaambiwa mnapiga picha, mkishapiga picha mnaambiwa mtoke hapo nje ndio pikipiki inakuja. But then badala ya pikipiki kuja ukishafika kwa gate unaambiwa na GSU enda kabisa. So are you seeing? That is why I started by saying that, asking that, is it the foundation that we laid? Are we the people that allowed these politicians to be using us the way they want, thinking that now we are like dustbin? They're coming to dump for us things that the wasted words, like let me just use that word, the wasted statements, and then we accept. There is nothing, because ukijaribu kuangalia all the promises that they were giving, all the promises that they gave since they entered into government, since waanze wakuwe viongozi, there is nothing good that they've said, there is nothing good that they've done which we can be proud of, which we can say that enyewe hii serikali nayo imefanya 1 2 3, sisi kama wananchi tumeona. There is nothing. And then here we are as a nation, here we are as citizens, some of us are still happy with what they're doing. They're still promising us that they're going to do things, that things will work, but at the back of us wenyewe tunajua kwamba things will not work. Things will remain to be the same. And I normally say that if we continue doing a mistake, if we do a mistake and give William Ruto another chance, my fellow Kenyans, tunaenda kulilia chooni. Tunaenda kulia chooni, by the way. Completely. Tunaenda kulia kwa choo. Because tell me what is going to do in the next 5 years that is not capable of doing in these years. The first, what I normally know, according to the key studies that have been doing, the presidents, not only in Kenya, but even outside the countries, outside the continent, unakuja napata kwamba a president's performance is normally determined within the first 2 years that he is in office. Of course, you know very well that you have to settle the things that the previous regime did. Kama kuna jambo mbaya ambao walifanya, you have to correct it, all that. You have to strategize. But then the problem now is that you are coming into power. Instead of correcting what has been done, the wrong things that were done, now wewe unaendeleza, you are continuing the bad governance. We accept. Let me just say this, that okay, we accept. Let's assume the way they say that walipata mkoba ikiwa bila anything. They never told us that maybe they walikuwa expect ya kwamba wapate mkoba ikiwa na kitu, and they didn't tell us how much they were expecting to get. So let's assume that they found it without anything. So after finding it with nothing, what were you supposed to do to make sure that there is something in there? Are you supposed to take away everything so that wewe mwenyewe pia ukitoka you go with what was inside, so that mwenye atakuwa na kufuata pia atalia aseme kwamba we found nothing? So what if now that will be the criteria that these presidents will be using, the leaders will be using, that every president who comes in will be saying that tuliingia tulipata treasury bila kitu, tulipata mkoba bila kitu? What if that is the criteria that all these governments will be using? The 2027, the 2032, the 2037, the 2042, all these presidents, what if that is the criteria that they'll be using? Then I think we will be doomed. Then I think we will no longer live in this country. This country will no longer be ours. We'll be like strangers in this country, because every president doesn't care about citizens. Every president will only be caring about himself. That is the problem that we have in this country. But until we citizens, until we as Kenyans realize that all these things are just PR, everything that is happening is all about PR. Everything is just about PR. Instead of focusing on what you're supposed to do, you're just focusing. And you know what is funny is that I've had these guys are so funny, by the way. The second story is about Kipchumba Murkomen. And let me just ask this question, that why is it that Kipchumba Murkomen is so much noisy? There is nobody who is very noisy like Kipchumba Murkomen. Imagine Murkomen just openly saying that any police officer like anybody who will be found or anybody who will be heard going against William Samoei Ruto or calling Ruto Kasongo will be dealt with.
Kuna chief or assistant chief or a police officer atapatikana akiongea mambo against the government of the day. Hakuna. It is illegal, it's unconstitutional. Tukipata police officer anasema anatusi rais, anaimba slogans ya siasa, ati police officer bado anataka kuserve the government of the day and the country of the day, na anaongea huko ati ako na political right, anaita President Kasongo, ama anaimba vitu ya one term, that police officer or a public servant should be fired immediately. And I'm not saying because of this government, even the previous government and the government to come. Hii government ikiondoka na ingine ikuje, lazima kama wewe uli choose to serve in public service, you must respect the government that will come. Utapika kura penye utapigia, na hakuna hata mtu atakuuliza, but you cannot participate in campaigns and you cannot participate in sloganeering. Yours is to understand government of the day, policy of the day, and implementation of that policy.